The mental health thing is because men now have we live in a society where it's okay. We're telling men it's okay to whine and to cry. As I was saying, when we were coming up, no men had mental health. You understand what I'm saying? There was nothing like that. There was never. It's crazy when you think about it now. When I was in my high school, right? Not one kid. There was never not one kid or one boy. Sorry, I'm saying one boy that was crying about mental health issues, because there was that thing again, which is what they're trying to rid of. They're trying to get rid of that whole thing. That be a man, that masculinity, stand up and be a man, right? They're trying to erase that from society, and that's why men now it's a trap.
But then there's also a balance though, because you see a lot of men in the past, because of that bravado and that act to need to be a man, it leaves some men worse, because you feel like as a man you feel like you can't be vulnerable as a man, because you feel I gotta keep up that strong masculinity. You can't be vulnerable. But I think it's more manly to be like, and I'm not saying you gotta cry and whinge and complain, but even to cry, there's nothing wrong for a man to cry, because that's healing.
Yeah.
But so I get what you're saying in terms of the whinging and crying and I'm depressed. There's that element of, you feel me?
Yeah.
Because I'm keeping up, like Kevin Gates said, like he said, when I was younger, I got molested. I was molested by, he was molested. So my whole childhood was to bring up that
bravado. It was kind of like a mask, like
have a mask. But he said, when I realized that me changing, like it's okay for me to be vulnerable. But that's the reason why men go through mental health, I'm saying, is because of that.
Yeah.
So we do need the balance from back. I don't know. What do you think?
Look, I agree and I agree and I disagree. And the reason, points that I disagree is first let's start off with the points you made, right? I agree with them, right? It's tough being a man. There's so much pressure. Society now expects men to be this and this, and it's hard. It's tough. But one thing that really helped me go back into my and understand, because see, think about, he's one of the most complicated things, right, about manhood, is that 90% of men don't even understand manhood, right? 90% of men don't even know what it is to be a man. Okay, so you meet a guy, he'll tell you this is what it's like to be a man. Okay, that's probably his opinion. Then you meet another guy, this is what it's like to be a man. And then you meet another guy, this is what it's like to be a man, and this is what it's like to be a man. So if you really want to know what it's like to be a man, if you really, really want to know, right, then you have to go back in time. You understand? And this is why I say 90% of men don't even know what it's like to be, being a man is about, because they haven't taken that step. You got to go back in time. You got to think of the men that have ruled nations, the men that have ruled kingdoms, the men that, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even be in this society or this civilization with the way things are. The Napoleon Bonapartes, the Genghis Khan, Caesars, the King Nebuchadnezzars, like all these men, all these great men. And one thing you realize, that being a man was never easy. It was never supposed to be fun. We were never we complaining now about some mental health and da. There was generations where, as a man, your whole role was just to go and die.
On this path of life that I'm on right now, I'm always thinking about the future. I'm always thinking about my financial future. How can I make important moves now that are going to impact me when I'm older? This video is sponsored by Raiz. Every time you get an income, you can set weekly, monthly, daily investment goals. You can put aside money while you're growing and seeking the best future for yourself. For me, what I do is every week I have an amount and it puts the money into the stock market. It's all about compounded interest. The actions and the things that you do today are impacting your future. So for me to continually having that compounding interest of money being put away into the stock market, by the time I'm 30, 40, 50 years old, that amount is generational wealth. That is the power of compounded interest. It's always important to think about your future, always important to think about tomorrow and 20 to 30, 40 years from now. What Raiz has done with the Rubasha Family Podcast, they're going to give you $5 once you sign up with the Raiz app and you're approved. You can start your financial journey today. None of this is financial advice. Hit the link in the description, get $5 into your account once you're approved, and get started on your investment journey today.
Literally, that's it. You wake up as a kid. You don't get no tings. You don't get no pum pum. No, that's a life that you're not gonna know about. You're not gonna know about that. Yeah, you wake up.
Front line.
As soon as front line, nigga. They send you to the trenches. Yeah. You know what they were doing in Greece. You know what they used to do to Greece? The Spartans. They had the most ruthless ranking system for men. They used to get babies when the baby's born, right? They'll flip the baby up in the air. The baby lands. If it survives, okay, cool. He makes it to the Spartan training. If the baby breaks its neck, gets paralyzed, ends up being badly hurt, then they just throw that baby in the river and they say,
"Are you sure? Really?
Look it up.
Savages, bro.
Look it up.
Man said throw them up and
they throw them in the air. They throw the babies up in the air like this. Boom.
So how the baby lands?
The ones, and then they take him to the trenches for 8 years. For 8 years, they take them away from their family. They're not even allowed to wear shoes. You have to earn your sandals, and you earn your sandals at 12 years old by killing a man with your bare hands. That is your introduction to manhood. You see what I'm saying? Now you get one of those Spartans, and you try hit him with some mental health. Try to talk about the things that men cry about these days, right? Or you go into other civilizations of the Babylonians or the warriors, the samurais, and you'll see one correlation in history. And being a man, it was about being a fucking soldier. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Even if we just go back 50, 70 years, World War II, right? All these people complaining about. It's funny, society now we're complaining about, oh, there's not enough feminism, oh, this the feminists are complaining, the guys are complaining, the LGBTs are complaining. If it wasn't for those men who armed up, strapped up, and went to war, we wouldn't even have rights. You see what I'm saying? We wouldn't even have any rights. We'd be sitting here, would probably been kidnapped by Australia, would have been taken hostage by, I think, Turkey. So it would probably been a predominantly Islam country. Yeah. You know, women would have been wearing burqas. You see, that's the irony. If men didn't go out there and didn't fight, so and that's where that's what they're trying to raise. You know, they're trying to tell men that no, you can but being a man, it was never supposed to be easy, and you were never supposed to be entitled to happiness, right? You as a man, you're not supposed to be entitled to happiness, right? You're supposed to do things regardless of how you feel. When you grow up, you feel sad, you still do what you got to do. You feel angry, you still do what you got to do. You feel depressed, you still do what you have to do.
Like I know, like I could be tired even sometimes with this podcast editing, but like you said, I can't complain. I gotta do it. Like who else will do it? You know what I mean? Like a woman, like, and that's why I always said, like I was telling my shorty, like we have kids, the daughters, they can stay in the house. After 18, they can stay in. Of course. Because as a woman, you have that right. Like they don't. Yes, a woman, you should have your purpose in life, but you don't have to be like we. On the trip.
It's easy. Life's easy.
Life's easy. You know what I'm saying? You're a beautiful woman. And then you have your purpose. You're a focused woman, divine woman in what you want to do. But you have that luxury a little bit but we don't have that luxury. So it's just like, and that's why I think, again, even with mental health, us men handle different. Back in those days, I said, even you look at the Bible days, the warriors, God was their refuge. That being able to have that spiritual connection to be able to help you fight what's ahead of you. And I think that's, as a man, how you really get ahead is having that spiritual connection with God, because it's like that's your therapist, that's God, that's your creator. You know what I'm saying? That is your creator. So it's like tapping into yourself, into the intuition you have within to go out and lead as a man. As I said, you have a role, like, the masculine, it's powerful, bro.